Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Bowling, along with Ebony K. Williams and Kat Timpf, and we are the Fox News specialists. President Trump comes out swinging in Paris, defending his son Donald Trump Jr. over his meeting with Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya. Listen.
I think from a practical standpoint, most people would have taken that meeting. It's called opposition research, or even research into your opponent. I've had many people, I have only been in politics for 2 years, but I've had many people call up, oh, gee, we have information on this factor or this person or, frankly, Hillary. That's very standard in politics. Politics is not the nicest business in the world, but it's very standard.
The president also signing off over a new report from the Hill newspaper. It details how the Obama-era Department of Justice let Natalia Veselnitskaya into the country. Listen to this.
The lawyer that went to the meeting, I see that she was in the halls of Congress also. Somebody said that her visa or her passport to come into the country was approved by Attorney General Lynch. Now, maybe that's wrong. I just heard that a little while ago, but it's a little surprised to hear that. So she was here because of Lynch.
Yeah, and further, the Hill reports that Veselnitskaya had been turned down for a U.S. visa in 2015, but she was granted special immigration parole by AG Loretta Lynch so she could help defend a Russian client in a federal court case in New York. So the plot thickens. Now, I mean, that's a little bit of a new revelation. I think Chuck Grassley yesterday alluded to that. Like, how did she get in when she was already turned down for a visa? And if she got in via Obama administration, isn't this on Obama, not Trump?
Well, first of all, justice by any means necessary, Eric. Everybody's got to get their lawyer in somehow, some way, right? Mm-hmm. But no, I do think that before we start connecting the dots and making big narratives, all of the steps should be traced back to their root. I think that's fair. And if indeed it comes back to an Obama administration entrance, then we have to look at that for what it is.
Kat, smell a little fishy?
I don't know. We're going to wait and see what somebody messed up there or not, but I don't think it removes blame for Donald Trump Jr. made his own decisions. He's actually the same age as Macron. He's not a kid, which was funny. Seeing President Trump call him a kid, it was kind of funny. You can admit that's funny? A little funny.
Okay.
A little funny.
Well, no, but you know what? Here's the whole thing. Like, so Veselnitskaya decides to come over here and pitch and peddle and lobby for her issue, which is adoption, the Russian-U.S. adoption issues. She gets over here and then dupes, and it looks like she gets in through the Obama administration with
like
this
visa.
Client,
right?
Yeah,
maybe
told everyone she had a client. She ends up duping Donald Trump Jr. into a meeting, pitching her, lobbying her idea, and then further goes to Congress and starts. We have reports that she was all over Congress over the next 10 days pitching her adoption idea. So I'm trying to figure out how Trump is on the hook.
I think she's saying that.
A whole lot of Russia and Obama administration going back and forth.
Sure, but separate and apart. First of all, Donald Trump Jr. would have had to have known that, right, to have fuller context. And maybe if he didn't, absent that, then there's just a strict analysis, Eric, around Donald Trump Jr.'s decision to meet with her.
Okay, no question. No doubt. We'll get into it. Let's meet today's specialist. She's a political analyst, a nationally syndicated radio host, and a Fox News contributor, but she specializes in playing classical piano. Leslie Marshall is here, and he's a Republican strategist. In 2008, he served as the state finance leader in California for Rudy Giuliani's presidential bid. He is the chairman for the pro-Donald Trump Great America PAC, and he specializes in indoor cycling. Eric Beach is here. I'll start with you, Leslie. Your thoughts on this. How are we tying this to... So you can ask the question, did Donald Trump Jr. vet this meeting well enough or not? But the reason why this Russian lawyer was even in town was because of Loretta Lynch under Obama let her in.
Well, Loretta Lynch, to Ebony's point, let her in because there was a client that she was the attorney for that needed representation. They allowed her to stay longer because they wanted to wait for the motion to come back from the judge instead of her going back to Russia, then letting her in again. Then when she was here, she definitely met with different people regarding opening up adoption with Russia again. As the parent, as you guys all know, I have 2 kids, one's adopted. I'm totally in favor of anything that we can do to help people throughout the world adopt children that need homes. But she was not up front, not only with the Department of Justice, she went beyond when she was here. She also allegedly was not up front with Donald Trump Jr. To Kat's point, though, when he saw who she was, where she came from, and what she wanted to meet about, that should have been the stop sign right there, because she is from Russia. It does matter. You get dirt on your opponent, no question. But who you get it from and who you meet with certainly matters.
What do you say, Beach?
I think Loretta Lynch and the Obama Justice Department is a gift that keeps on giving, in my opinion. They let her in. There seemed to be no problem with her. And, at the end of the day, President Trump is right. I mean, as a political practitioner, you want to have as much opposition research as you possibly can. I ran one of the largest super PACs along with Ed Rollins in the country for President Trump. And we had people coming to us all the time talking to us about how to win the election. At the end of the day, Donald Trump was trying to win an election. And furthermore, I'm not convinced that there is anything, that shapes this narrative of collusion. I mean, we've been hearing this. So if this is all they have to point to an evidence of collusion, then good luck.
Can I ask you this follow-up question about that? When you're raising money, and obviously, that's a very big deal, what type of questions or inquiry do you conduct when you're, kind of vetting, as he's talking about the source of the information or the money?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I don't look at political giving as something as a status quo or something as a give back. I look at it as a form of patriotism because people have an opportunity to support a candidate, whether he or she runs on something. What Donald Trump did was he ran against the status quo. And we see that with all of the issues. He didn't win because of celebrity. He won because he ran against a broken and failed system. We're seeing that a little bit in the healthcare debate. I believe that's why most of the people give to a political campaign because they see it.
So you
as
don't
a
really
form of
ask,
patriotism.
do you ask certain
Sure,
questions
no, we
though,
ask
like
all
where
the
they're
time.
from and all that stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Right, so
You have
that's what I was
It's all
asking.
regulated.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is it's all regulated, right? And so at the end of the day, this wasn't about political giving. This was about, was there something of evidence that Hillary Clinton did during the campaign or during her tenure as Secretary of State that might have been out of bounds?
Allow me, Leslie, to ask you this, and we'll bring it around the table this way. But, this is like the 9th or 10th bombshell revelation that the left and the left-wing media and also Democrats on the Hill are saying that they discovered Russian hacking the election. Russians changed the votes. Comey got fired. Comey's memo. Trump demanded Comey loyalty. Trump revealed classified info on the Russian to the Russian foreign minister in the Oval Office. It goes on and on and on, and these things go up like a bottle of rocket, but they fizzle out once they get there.
Well, I wouldn't say everything fizzles out.
Well,
I mean, there
hasn't?
was a memo. I mean, Comey was fired. He
hasn't
wasn't
fizzled?
comfortable with some of the things the president was saying, how he was saying what he was asking him to do. However, I will agree with you every time, if we say Russian salad dressing, the Democrats, my ilk don't need to get crazy. But we do have an investigation, and we need to let that play out. And then perhaps we will see collusion, obstruction of justice, articles of impeachment recommended.
No, we've
and I
already
think that,
gotten
and
that.
I think that's what we need to do, Eric. Because
B block.
Well, we have articles of impeachment recommended today, but we also had loser Senator Tim Kaine earlier yesterday, and kind of doubling down a little bit today, suggesting treason. Now, treason's a capital offense. You can be punished.